Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be interviewing Jason Chaplin from IT Backbone. Hi Jason.
Hi, Jerry. Thanks for
Thank
having
you
me.
for joining me. Thank you. We're going to be talking a little bit about how you have grown IT Backbone, which is a managed service provider and cybersecurity company. I'm going to
Yeah,
make sure I get
correct.
this right because I always just go, it's just IT, but I appreciate that's just me not really understanding. So I'm trying to
That's
make
no,
sure I
that's
say
most
that.
people. That's the name of what we're just the IT support company.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to get it right. So just to start with, please can you just introduce yourself, tell us a bit about how IT Backbone became a business and what inspired you to start your journey?
sure. Well, as you say, I'm Jason Chaplin. I'm the founder of IT Backbone. I've been doing IT since I left school and going on to an IT course in college. And a couple of days after leaving college, I fell into my first IT role. So straight out of college, pretty much. And that was just a support role, working my way through the ranks and becoming a eventually an IT consultant as such. When I originally registered IT Backbone back in 2008 now, although it was sort of dormant for the first few years, I started doing support for sort of friends, family. There was a lot of word of mouth, whilst I built up a network of sort of connections and who I did IT support for, on behalf of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, so going in as them and acting as them, but at the same time trying to sort of build and grow my own base.
Hmm.
And then things started to evolve from that, really. The solutions I was recommending to the clients and telling them they need to follow, they started saying, well, can you not just do it for us? And
Yeah.
can you install it? And then eventually, well, can you now maintain it for us? So it really started around sort of probably 2011, 2012, that sort of evolved from that sort of a consultancy company to a IT support company, as we touched on, everyone knows that,
Managed
but
service provider.
managed service provider, yeah, absolutely, which is essentially what everyone refers to us as now.
Hmm.
And as far as I suppose what inspired me, to be honest, I've always been passionate about technology from a young
Yeah.
age. I was building computers, fixing them, upgrading them. I had a few jobs when I was at school working in computer shops, updating and fixing their clients' computers. And then when I left and went into my first few jobs, I was part of a sort of an IT team. And I got thrown in the deep end. So I had to sort of learn fast because others were leaving quickly and the team was changing, evolving quite quickly. And so I was picking up their tasks and parts of these other roles, which really I say is what helped me from where I am today because as I say, to learn quick and evolve quick and
Yeah.
technology, like we all know, moves very quickly. So you're sort of keeping up to speed with it all. And then when I start to move to those sort of larger companies, the outsourced teams and sort of we had outsourced teams or co-managed teams of sort of a few people internally and a lot of it sort of using that outsourced for a lot of stuff and was logging tickets. And I think that was the point. I think I sort of really sort of see firsthand the frustrations that others have
Mhm.
with IT and calling the support company, and it drove me crazy then. And
Yeah.
calling them up, someone who may or may not be IT savvy, logging a ticket, and then
Yeah.
telling them they're going to call you back, and days sometimes days or sometimes weeks later, you get a single line answer back of saying, "Have you tried this?"
Mhm.
A call basically back from them repeating everything you've just told them, to this previous person, and you just think, well, what on earth have they been doing
Mm.
up to now? And that was a point I think I really thought I can do this better,
Yeah.
and it shouldn't be this frustrating. And day to day, I still hear people saying they have these same frustrations even now, and experiencing with their IT team, both
Yeah.
internal, external, outsourced companies. So when we shifted from that sort of consultancy full time to a full time sort of support company, those were the experiences that I wanted to ensure that we didn't go down that same path. I wanted IT
Yeah.
Backbone to sort of deliver reliable sort of accessible IT services for businesses of all sizes. But
Yeah.
I I didn't. I see the company struggle with technology and sort of technical challenges, I suppose,
Yeah.
and wanted to build a company that sort of primary focus on taking that all away from them and their IT worries off their shoulders, so they could do what's best for them essentially.
Mm.
What they're good at. They're running their job, their company.
Yeah, for sure. It all sounds very familiar to like me and my story of, setting up my accountancy firm, just wanting to do things differently and being very tech driven and being kind of that firm that wants to be different from, like you said, the frustrations other people are finding. So I have my own business and I am not, I love tech and we embrace it massively because I do, but I'm not particularly tech savvy with certain things. But I'm very aware that as a small business owner, I need to make sure that I have like robust IT support and everything. What would you say are the biggest challenges with IT today that like small business owners face? In the IT space, what would you say the biggest challenges?
Um, I
And
think the
how does
one that
IT backbone help them kind of navigate those problems?
yeah, sure. Well, I think the biggest challenge I think is how rapid pace technology is. Many business find it quite overwhelming, to keep up with the latest software,
Mm.
security protocols, the latest equipment. There's so much to keep up to date with now.
Yeah,
Even for us, we're all internally, we're constantly learning and having to quickly learn, and then evolve. My team, me included, because we can quite quickly fall behind ourselves, and then we're
yeah,
not advising our clients, or potential clients, what's best for them. We're all a lot evolving our skills and knowledge internally, as I say, and we try to explain things, or I do certainly, try to explain it in sort of non-techie ways. It's not filled up with acronyms because the IT world love an acronym.
they
So
do. They do love an acronym.
yeah, so it is challenging, and it is difficult. And but the idea is that we take that burden away from you and we deal with it for you on your behalf. And as your sort of technology partner, as what we sort of try to refer to as, you can focus on your business,
Yeah,
and what you're good at. And we are there to advise you. This is our suggestions. This is what we see. These are evolving stuff, like today AI and things like that. Now we can see how that can progress and help your business from this point of view or this point of view.
mm,
And that, and basically just put the ideas and technology in front of you, but in a way that you can sort of see how it can help your business rather than just
yeah,
as I say, a load of techie AI information that's filled up with
yeah.
acronyms.
Scary, yeah. And what would you say is a common misconception that people have about IT support providers?
I think for me, the biggest thing is that we're only here when things go wrong, I suppose.
Reactive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people still have that sort of concept of, I think, IT support being that sort of break fix type scenario. You call us up when you've got a problem, and then we'll jump on and fix it.
right.
Where it's far from that nowadays, and it hasn't been like that for some time. But I think obviously that misconception is still there. People don't see what we're doing behind the scenes with
Yeah,
monitoring
we
and
have that
fixing
too.
issues.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. Monitoring them before they impact your business.
Mm,
You shouldn't. The idea is that you shouldn't be calling your IT team every day or hour with
no.
problems. There's more so, the same problem.
Mm,
In the ideal world, the best thing is that you never call them because everything's
yeah,
working.
yeah.
But we all know in the world of IT that's not always the case. And
No, especially with
randomly, on a
hardware, you can't really do much about that, I suppose. Like hardware is hardware, isn't it? Like
yeah,
it's, you know,
your printer decides to suddenly not
oh,
want to
that happened to me
print
yesterday. I was so
just at the
angry.
time when you really need it the most. That sort of
I only
stuff.
went into the office just to print something and it just wouldn't print. And I said, I'm literally going to throw it out the window. Like, I'm so angry. We have one printer because we never print anything ever.
Yeah, most
Like,
don't.
I just had to print something and I was like, oh, so annoyed.
And we
So
still hear the
annoyed.
whole phrase of, we still hear the old phrase of, well, what do we actually pay you for?
Mm, yeah,
And although it's less so now, but
Yeah.
we share monthly and quarterly reports with the clients to say, look, this is what we've done this month, and
Yeah.
these are only the ones that you've actually logged us, and logged with us.
Mm,
The rest of them, this is all what we've done behind the scenes for you.
that's
With the
useful.
idea here is
Mm,
that you don't, with the idea is that we don't just troubleshoot the issues, we
mm,
sort of anticipate them, I suppose is the way to put
yeah.
it. We monitor the systems to catch potential problems early and, and provide solutions to prevent
Mm,
them so it doesn't impact, your business. And that goes on, furthermore to sort of cyber security point of view too, monitoring the systems to prevent
yeah.
breaches and doing vulnerability scanning to make
I was
things
going to
that,
ask you about the cybersecurity stuff next and basically what businesses should be focusing on when it comes to cybersecurity, because I think that is something that people kind of know exists and know is a thing, but almost kind of it's a bit like getting your will done. Like you need to, and you don't want it to ever be too late and you haven't done it, but you just don't get around to it, even though it should be like the most important thing. Like I feel like
yep.
cybersecurity is a bit like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's your insurance policy that you never hope you need to use as
Yeah.
such.
Mm.
Um, but I think cybersecurity and putting it together, I think to be honest, could probably be a series of podcasts because
Mm.
nowadays it's not just one thing you're looking at. It's you're looking at it from what we refer to as like a multi-layered approach now.
Mm.
The This is when I think where the sort of overwhelming complexities can come into mix, as we touched on earlier. That they gone are the days of where it's the more traditional way of working, where you've got or long before cloud computing or and remote working was such a big thing as
Mm.
what it is now.
Yeah.
You used to have the big firewall in your office, everyone would VPN into the office, you had
Yeah.
your email filtering, your web filtering, your antivirus on your machines, that sort of stuff. And normally it was multiple different, pieces of software that all sort of did their own little thing.
Yeah.
And these times have changed because nowadays, it's all endpoint based. You're protecting the device you're using, your laptop, your desktop, your phone, tablet. Um, and to be honest, now with the evolvement of how Microsoft 365 is and with the right license, a strong security baseline, can be implemented without a huge capex cost in all honesty.
Mm.
Um,
It's good for small businesses because we have enough
yeah,
time.
absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And a lot of the standards still apply. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, of course.
Strong passwords. That you change regularly. You don't use the same one across all your accounts. Random
Yeah.
password generated by a password
I'd never do that.
manager. Hope not. I hope not.
No, never do that.
Or better go down the. Nowadays you can. They better go down the route of passkeys, which is the sort of the passwordless route, which sounds pretty crazy, but
Yeah, it does.
if
What
it,
is passkey? What does that mean?
well, it's
I'm
sort of
probably already doing that. This is how rubbish I am. Like, I just do what I'm
well,
told.
yeah. Well, that's the best. If you're being advised to do it, that's the best way because obviously you put these people in place and have these
Yeah,
companies in place to
yeah.
guide you, as we say. But the passwordless or pass keys is it's a bit like your sort of multi-factor authentication on your
Oh yeah.
mobile phone to a certain extent. You don't have to enter a password anymore,
Right.
which is probably, as I say, sounds pretty crazy. But the idea is that when you register your password on a website, for example, and you sign up, it actually creates like an encryption and a key between your computer and that particular website.
Right.
And then you would use like you would your phone or device with your fingerprint recognition, your facial recognition, depending on what device you're using. Obviously, Macs and Windows machines now all have sort of Windows Hello to sign you into your computer. So it
Mm.
sort of works that sort of same concept.
Yeah.
But the main thing is that it sort of prevents data breaches and phishing emails. That's the main focus where probably most breaches sort of evolve from.
Yeah.
Um, and as I said, the idea is that it doesn't. If someone clicks on say for example, a email that
Mm.
looks genuine, you think it's come from your holiday company, your LinkedIn, or whatever it might be. You click on it. because you've got the pass key in place. If you went to sign in, the pass key knows that that's not the genuine site because it's not the one that generated it.
Ah,
So it would come up a warning and error, and then you obviously then a little bit more cautious, and you don't follow through with it, or you actually just go direct to the website and
yeah,
and sign in with your own account. So that's the way they're moving to. Um,
that's cool.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it's a big thing. But again,
Every
going
day's a
back to
school day.
it is, as I say, we're always learning, and things are
Yeah,
evolving as
always.
quickly.
Yeah.
It doesn't change. It doesn't change. All this again stuff like MFA, your multi-factor authentication,
Oh God, yeah, I have that
should
on
be on
everything.
as
It is
a yeah.
annoying.
It
I
is
know it
annoying.
needs to be done. I know, but oh, we have it on everything, and it's like I'm in a rush, and I
Mm,
just want to log in, and I can't, and then I need the code and the app and the thing, and then you're like, oh, my phone's upstairs, and oh, it's just so annoying. Yeah, but
yeah,
I
no,
know
it's
it's
it's a must, unfortunately. And then if people don't have it on, it's a quick win. If you
yeah,
don't, why not?
why
Because
not? Yeah.
it's a quick win.
Mm.
Although there's still some security holes with that now, but try and avoid using like text message as well. The text message codes because they can quite easily get
Right.
get
So you
attacked
use
and
like the
stuff.
app.
But yeah, app is your first route, but again, there's other measures that you should carry on with.
Mm.
Um, any keeping on just on top of your updates as well.
Mm.
Across all your devices that you use. Anything that's
Yeah.
accessing company resources. Um, Staff training is a huge one.
Yeah, we're really
Uh,
keen on that. Yeah,
yeah,
everyone has to have regular to keep our cybersecurity like
yeah,
badged up. We have to all do that.
yeah, brilliant. Yeah, it's to be honest, it sounds a bit harsh, but the biggest risk to any company is the
Stuff.
staff. To be honest with you,
I understand that. It's
it's
human error, isn't it?
they
So
click. Yeah, exactly. They catch you on a Friday, you're
mm,
finishing up. You click on
yeah,
something you shouldn't. You download
yeah,
something you shouldn't. Um, you know, on top of that, having the right policies in place
mm.
internally
Yes,
as a business,
really
and that should
important.
come from the top down. That's you've seen the
Yeah,
management teams to sort of push that between
yeah.
the staff.
So how do you see IT support evolving kind of over the coming years, and how are you going to kind of navigate that with IT backbone?
Oh well, I think the biggest thing, is AI.
Sure.
Automation. With again, work with remote working, sort of
Yeah.
transforming the way we work and businesses operate now. I feel that there will be a shift in IT support
Mhm.
to a certain extent. I think you'll see more, not just from my side of it, but in general, predictive maintenance and AI driven solutions
Mhm.
and advice as it evolves. I think it still needs extensive learning before then, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking to a chat bot or something on a website still frustrates the hell out of me at
Oh,
times. So
yeah, and
I
same.
still
Yeah,
think it, still needs some time to evolve on that.
yeah, for sure. Okay. Can you share any upcoming trends in IT support that you're excited about? How trends these might benefit your clients, like things that you've been sharing with them and things like that.
I think probably going back to the previous question, to be honest, AI, automation, machine
Hmm.
learning,
Hmm.
you can have your own instance of your AI bot, train it to do and in all the information that you've got within your business. If it's down to, your brochures and your collateral that you share, you can train your own AI engine to help and obviously it's on onboarding staff, having that information, with a few questions away at someone. I think
Yeah.
that is at the moment it's the hot topic. And so being able to
Yes.
provide that information, that quickly, and from our point of view, as I just touched on, I think to provide faster and more personalised support. I
Yeah.
think with automation, doing some sort of basic, quick wins as such that we, the
Mm.
regular stuff that we get. I think them side of it will all of a sudden, from our point of view, we will see them be very, responded very quickly,
Yeah.
when the client are, straight back to work, and
Yeah.
rather than calling and or whatever it might be, there's
Mm.
quickly.
Yes.
But
I mean, AI is going
it,
to be huge for sure. I mean, it already
oh,
is.
it's,
It's
it
only going
already
to,
is, yeah, and it's only going to evolve more, yeah.
yeah.
What you see some of just not in IT
No,
specifically, but
no, for
what you
sure.
see
Like
on
in
the
our
telly,
industry. Yeah.
it's just you
Massive.
watch mind blowing some of the stuff,
It
with
is.
in the
Yeah.
medical sector and how they can analyze
I saw something.
growths and tumors
Oh,
and all sorts
yeah, I
nowadays. It's
know.
amazing.
Someone told me the other day about digital twin, where they create, a twin
Yeah,
of you, and
yeah.
then you can be having meetings all at the same time.
Hmm.
So like for example, this could just not be me because you train it to learn your voice. It sits in on calls with you over a certain amount of time.
Hmm.
It responds how you respond. It knows what you would say, and then I could be having like three meetings at once, which would be nice, but being that I'd have enough meetings a
I
day.
feel that.
So
Yeah,
like just have a Jeri bot that's like, yeah, you can have the digital version of me. It's crazy when you think about that.
especially when you have a lot of the same conversation. Pretty
Yeah.
much, it's
Yeah.
just you could just literally play them back. It's
Sure.
mad.
But it
But
is wild that you can do that. Like already.
yeah,
I mean, it's not going to be great, but you've got Elon Musk, he's got robots serving drinks to people. Like it's just
yeah. Unfortunately,
crazy.
though, it can be used for both good and bad in the same,
Mm,
especially in the IT world, and
yep.
we're coming back onto security aspects.
Mm,
People think it's coming from you or it is you,
mm.
and you see, I've seen umpteen videos, you think of, well, especially with Donald Trump in going for a presidency again, you see all these videos that crop up that ain't actually him, it's
I
been generated
know.
by AI and
I
things like that.
know.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's very scary.
it's scary,
Yeah.
what can still be done as well, and
Yeah.
again, it's that training aspect as well of your staff to sort
Mm,
of identify what's real and what's not as
I know.
such.
For sure it is. And then, okay, so just thinking about like your company then and what you help, how you help clients, how do you balance offering proactive advice to clients? Obviously, you guys are researching and making sure you're up to date and all these kind of things, with also being responsive to urgent inquiries, because obviously you've got to get that balance right for your
Mm.
customers. So how do you guys balance that?
I think it is all planning prioritization. To be honest,
Mm.
we've got on our ticketing system, for example, we've got a triage system that we implemented that tackles a lot of that. So they're looking out for, like you say, the urgent issues. Obviously, we've got dedicated teams that we allocate resource and monitor to. We've got sort of our techie R&D sort of type team as well, that are looking at, Microsoft very good at releasing something, and then even us, where we're a direct partner, tell us about it afterwards, for example.
Yeah,
And so, or something shifted from one screen to another, and it's in another portal now. So they're looking at these sort of things. But as I say, we allocate resources and sort of monitor and maintain the systems practically, while sort of keeping that dedicated team on standby, I suppose, to handle
mm,
those emergency stuff. So we can jump on something, if something urgent arises, really. So it's
yeah,
having
that's
those
good.
sort of pods of desks that
Yeah,
they can handle overflow if we need to, and
yeah,
that's
divide
how
and
that's how we
conquer.
manage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, that's really useful.
Wear many hats.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we have to, don't we, right?
Absolutely.
When you're a professional services company,
Yeah.
you have to wear many hats and you have to be able to be on hand if anyone needs you for anything, and really super important, but also know that that's, like you said at the very beginning, it's not just a reactive thing, and
Mm.
that's not what you're doing. You are also making sure behind the scenes that you're looking into everything all the time and how you can help clients, and I think that's really important, and people don't see
Mm.
that side of it. It's
No,
hard
they
in
don't.
our industries. It's the same with accounts. People see it as a necessary evil,
Mm.
to have an accountant. They begrudge almost having to pay one. And it's like
Yeah.
so much goes into it behind the scenes that you don't even see. We are
Mhm.
reviewing everything within an inch of its life to make sure it's right. And we're finding so many mistakes and we're correcting things. And people just don't see that. They see a set of accounts at the end and how much tax have I
Mm.
got to pay? And,
Yeah.
they just do not see what goes into it. So I
Yeah.
totally get it. So just kind of getting to the end now, but for anybody watching this that maybe wants to or is interested in getting into IT support, what's a little nugget you could give them? What should they know about getting into the industry? Have you got any advice for any budding IT entrepreneurs?
Um, I think, to be honest, I think IT support is as much about the people as it is the technology.
Yeah,
Um, because listening and communicating well with clients is key. Communication is everything. As there's a lot of IT companies out there, to be fair, and they're all doing very similar things since the shift of cloud and 365.
mm,
Um, so the way you need to stand out, I suppose, be different, but the service levels and sort of customer experiences is everything in my opinion.
yeah,
As I touched on earlier, the things I see when I'm trying to speak to like my bank and my mobile provider, my energy provider, I always
yeah,
sit
yeah,
there and think, how can I stop this a customer of ours experiencing these same frustrations
yeah,
that I've got now?
for
And
sure.
sort of going on for sort of budding entrepreneurs or someone getting in this world, I think probably 9 out of 10 IT companies out there probably started with a techie.
Mm,
So they're very good at the support side of it, not as
yeah,
good as, talking to the customers, hiding behind email or over chat and messages, just pick up the phone.
yeah,
And to be honest, I was no different, to be fair,
yeah.
The big thing for me, though, I think was learning the business side on the job, essentially. Um, so, so I suppose my advice is spend time understanding the sort of operational side, but
Yeah.
key is the financial side. Cash flow, profits, your margins. If you can employ
Get a good accountant.
directly, get a good accountant. Absolutely, absolutely. If you can't employ someone directly or indirectly, get someone who can help you initially. Because
Mm,
if you can afford, well, obviously if you can afford it, but once you understand those margins, profits, I think the pricing side of for your clients and quoting and your services, it all becomes a lot easier.
yeah.
Don't be afraid. I suppose the final point for me is, don't be afraid to innovate and, stay committed to delivering quality support and stay ahead of
Yes.
those trends because
Yeah.
that's what it is. I'm always learning, as I say, and I always see it as, I suppose, as every opportunity, every problem, I suppose, is an opportunity to sort of learn and grow, and
Hmm.
evolve.
Yeah.
So it's sort of no one nugget, I suppose. It's just
No,
I can give you
but
my
quite a few.
advice from what I've learned from
I feel like that was more
my
like
time.
a 20 nugget chicken box from McDonald's there. That was a lot of advice. That was really helpful.
Thanks.
Listen, how can anybody get a hold of you? If someone wants to get better IT support for their company, what is the best way to get in touch with IT Backbone?
Well, our website is itbackbone.co.uk. You can see all of our services,
Mhm.
obviously what we offer on there, and you can reach out to us from there. But help at itbackbone.co.uk is one of the best, and that will come through to me, and I will do what I can to assist you and help.
Obviously, we will put all of the information below. So for anybody watching, you will have all of the contact details in the description below. But yeah, thank you so much for letting me interview you today.
Thank
And
you.
it's been super,
Thanks for
super
having me.
useful. Loads of things going on IT wise. And I think it's really important that people stay up to date, keep their staff trained. These are the key takeaways from what you've said,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
get good IT support basically. For anybody
Yeah, we're here
watching,
to help.
yes,
We're not here
exactly.
to,
Yeah, 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 for sure.
we're here to help.
Yeah. So for anybody watching, please like and comment below if you've got any questions. Please subscribe to my channel to get more videos like this. And goodbye for now. Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jeri. Thanks for having me.